welcome back. So we're going to continue learning in this week about stress and pain, but mostly we're going to be talking about how to reduce this. So this week will include some more education, and then we'll be moving much more into tools that you can use. So I want to begin by reviewing and to remind you that psychological factors such as beliefs about symptoms and coping style have been found to play a very important role in an individual's ability to live with any chronic illness. And as research has shown, managing your stress is an important part of living well with multiple sclerosis. So in this week, I'll be talking about what happens in our body when we experience stress, what is pain in MS, what can cause MS-related pain, the stress-pain connection, stress-MS connection, and most importantly, coping strategies, healthy coping skills, how your thoughts and beliefs can increase or decrease your stress, and compassionate listening. Your assignments, which of course will be reviewed again at the end, will be to continue your stress log, compassionate observer exercise, trying one new healthy coping strategy, and trying one new stress reducing activity. So let's take a look at what happens in our body when we experience stress. Psychological stress can cause physical distress. Our body really has a hard time telling the difference between a psychological stressor and a threat to our body. Remember me talking about last time about watching that scary movie, watching that person that is in danger of maybe being killed, and how watching it, your body can react. It begins with some type of stressor. And a stressor is something that brings on stress. So like an argument with someone, not having enough time, a reaction to an MS symptom, recognizing that you have a new symptom, and of course, there's going to be feelings about that. That's a stressor. Or seeing your doctor. For some people, seeing their doctor can be very stressful. Others, not so much. Stress can trigger the body's response, and it feels like a perceived threat or danger. And the way the body reacts can be called the fight or flight response. So the body goes into fight-flight mode. And this is when the body prepares physically to either get away or to fight. So there may be tension, and we'll talk about this, and you can really feel it in your body. The fight-flight mode is there to protect us from impending physical assaults. And the body can read a stressor caused by a thought, like a threat from a tiger. We still have the body that we need and needed to live in very different times. Our body still responds the same way. So the body begins transferring as much of its resources as possible to enable you to deal with this perceived threat. The body is registering this again as a physical threat. Release of neuropeptides may occur, and these cause inflammation. And other inflammatory mediators can be released. So if you want more information about this, I give you the resources for this and the references at the end of this program, and you can certainly go online and look up stress and inflammation. But I just wanted to give you a bit of an overview. It's not important for you to understand this at all in order to get relief. So I said that the body reacts when we experience stress, when we have a stressor. Many physiological changes occur when we experience stress. Blood pressure can rise, breathing can become more rapid. The digestive system can slow down, which is why people can experience stomach problems. Heart rate or pulse can rise. The immune system can begin to shut down, which is why people can be more susceptible to colds, for example. Our muscles can become tense. You can have a heightened state of alertness, and this heightened state of alertness, if it continues, disrupts sleep. In general, this really doesn't feel very good. And you can begin to understand why this process can lead to increased fatigue and other difficulties, having the body exerting so much energy. So it's really important to know and note, which is why I have it capitalized, that moderate chronic stressors, moderate chronic stress, continuing stress, can cause changes in the neuroendocrine immune interaction, and this increases vulnerability to inflammation. So moderate chronic stress increases your vulnerability to inflammation. What is pain? Most forms of pain involve some kind of inflammation, either local or systemic. So remember just a moment ago that chronic stressors can lead to inflammation, and most forms of pain involve some kind of inflammation, as well as many MS symptoms. So if you're injured, a chain of events in your immune system known as the inflammatory cascade is triggered. But stress can also trigger this. The process starts with pro-inflammatory hormones calling out for white blood cells to clean up damaged tissue and clear out infection. This is what causes the redness and swelling and pain that we see if we have an injury. This inflammation is caused by a massive buildup of these immune system armies that we have. Well, the main purpose of inflammation is to protect the body, and it is a way for the body to protect itself from invading viruses, bacteria, and antigens. But when we have an emotional stressor, we don't need that protection. There isn't an invading virus. So the process of inflammation is a way that gets the immune system to attack and surround anything that the body deems to be harmful. Inflammation is sort of like the burner on a stove. The flame of a burning fire can help us cook or keep warm, but fire also hurts if we get our hand too close to it. Our body's internal fire also has the ability to heal and cause us pain. Local injuries, infections cause our body to turn the flame up. That helps it fight an infection. But this unregulated stress can also cause the flame to be turned up and to begin causing systemic or chronic inflammation. With systemic or chronic inflammation, our bodies keep the burner on simmer, even when we're not suffering from an injury. So what's important to remember here is all of these functions in our body are meant to help you if there's an invader, a bacteria, an injury. But if it's stimulated by stress, it's causes a lot of fatigue. It's very difficult for our bodies and causes a chronic sense of inflammation, and that inflammation is not needed for a physical stressor. It's important to remember again that you don't have to know all of this. I'm just reviewing it, and if you want more information, you will have that available to you in your references, and again, you can research this online. So this is what the MS Society has to say about pain and MS. Most pain in MS can be treated. Not all pain that someone with MS has is due to MS. Many factors can contribute to pain with MS, including fear and worry, including stress. An evaluation by a qualified medical professional to pinpoint the source of pain is essential. And whatever the source, pain is a complex problem that should not be ignored. So I just want to review here. Even though MS can trigger pain in individuals, the source of your pain may not be MS related. So it's really important to have an evaluation, because if it's not MS related, there's a completely different treatment that will be occurring, and some people assume, oh, this is just another MS symptom, and it really may not be. You may be able to get quite a lot of help and relief by consulting with someone.